How'd you find me?
The Reading Hospital. I don't remember what his name is. Dr. Gore, let me think. Dr. Argyrillis, the Greeks recommended him. You know him? Must be new. Was very nervous. Was shaking when he was touching me. He said you were a specialist.
Did you say suspicious?
Specialist.
Looks like you have a lot going on here, Miss Dimitriades.
Mondo. Mondo, people call me.
Mondo. That short for something?
Diamondo.
Like diamond?
The girl's best friend, yes.
How long has your eye been bothering you?
2 weeks about.
How did it start?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I woke up and my husband wasn't there. It was very early, so I wondered where was he. I was just lying down, staring at the corner of the sheet. Had a pattern of antique roses on it. And out of nowhere, I felt something was wrong. I didn't know what that was all about, but right away, I realized parts of the roses were missing. I mean, there was a part of the rose, then a gray thing, then another part of the rose. I looked up, and the chest of drawers was the same. Like someone took a hammer.
I got it. Dreamlike distortions.
Dream was a nightmare. The whole room, everything was pieces. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't think it was my eyes. I thought the house was falling apart, and it scared the hell out of me. The floor wasn't level. I had to balance myself. I was ready to die, ready to jump. I went to the emergency to see if my brain took off. Oh, gosh.
I'm going to take a look at the back of your eye. Look over my shoulder. Sit front, up a little, rest your chin. I never heard the name Diamondo before.
Well, there are better stones to be named after. The ruby, the jade, the colors. Diamonds are overexposed. Bad stories behind them. The way they came from other countries. Did you see that movie?
Right.
That's a sad story.
Have you experienced any pain like this?
Yes, it hit me like a brick on the head, the pain.
You get migraines?
Many times. I never had a migraine like this before.
I'd like to run an angiogram.
A what?
Angiogram.
They did that already.
Who?
At the hospital, the KGB.
The KGB.
Yes. They put me on a table, put jelly, add wires, watch the computer, white line, green line. I thought I needed triple quintuple bypass, but they told me I'm fine.
No, this is different. This is a diagnostic fluorescein angiogram. I'm going to inject a dye to track the blood flow. It'll show me how your heart's working in conjunction with your eyes. Tilt your head back. Can you see the light?
I can't see.
Give it a chance to wear off.
Maybe nuts bother me, red sauce, some allergy. I have some toothache, but I'm not going to the dentist. That stress, all the stress went there too. My body is tied in nuts and bolts. How do you feel if you find out your husband, your 13 years
Can you
husband...
see the light?
I see now, yes. I had the feeling, but I didn't want to believe. He would disappear, phone turned off, goes to her house, comes back, sleeps on couch. I know this is a wrong flag, but I wasn't 100%. Sometimes if you have needs, you do some wishful thinking. I thought he was the other half of the orange.
Just keep focusing on that light.
He's a contractor, contracts. He was always working. He started a job at the house of a lady from the Dominican Republic or Puerto Rican Colombia, some kind of Colombia. She wears sneakers with a Puerto Rico thing on the back. All I know is she doesn't wear shoes. She wears sneakers. And on the back is the Puerto Rico flag.
Don't blink.
I would say, why are you coming home so late? And he would start saying stupid things. He doesn't have curfew. He's a grown man.
Open your eye.
I graduated from community school. He didn't come. He came after. He said, listen now, lies. He was sick all day. He couldn't come. He brought me balloons and big box with 5 pastries that they move back and forth and ups and downs. Very stingy guy. Doesn't spend. And right away, he put the shade down so I couldn't see. He came with her car. So I told him, I want you to stop seeing this person. He said, that's not easy. I have my expensive tools there. All this stupid stuff, he says. I said, stop working there, take your tools. He said, how can I do this? I promised to be there for her to support her kids. That's what he tells me. He tells me how bad a wife I am. I don't know how to treat a man. I didn't love him because I didn't iron his underwear. That was tough, folks. And now he says all these stupid things.
You just noticed this 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
See these 2 spots?
Yes.
They're on your retina. The small one's probably been there a few months, and the big one even longer. That's a cause for concern because it's encroaching on the optic nerve.
Oh.
Idiopathic central serous chorioretinopathy. What you have basically is a leak. These spots are 2 sacs where internal fluid is collecting. There's a leaking of pigment on your retina.
Is it genetic or something?
Hard to say. Studies suggest stress is the trigger.
Stress?
Those ruthless, obsessive type A personalities. That's where you see this. Investment bankers, usually men. It's a preservative reflex, forces you to relax.
So I'm too AAA personality?
What?
Is stress?
Stress, that's right. Have you been under a lot of stress lately?
No.
Can you describe your lifestyle?
Whatever it is, I love it.
What do you do for a living?
Work at the community college.
Doing what?
Institutional affairs. Give forms for IDs. Enter it on the computer. Everybody has something to say, always sending me emails. I have lots of stuff to do. Tons, zillion, billion stuff. And my supervisor doesn't want to work. She wants to eat potato chips. She's gonna eat 3/3 of that bag while she looks for me to do her things. I think she tries to get rid of me. She doesn't say to my face, behind me. I feel like she scapegoats me. Could it happen in my other eye?
Unlikely. I mean, anything could happen, but your right eye's not showing any signs of a problem. That's actually what's causing your headaches. Each of your eyes is sending a different image to your brain. One's crystal clear, the other's warped.
How do you treat it?
There is no treatment.
Nothing?
You'll need to be monitored every few weeks to make sure the sacs are getting smaller.
You can't cure it?
There is no cure, but it is curable.
I asked you basic questions and I got a trick answer.
Ha! There are more than 500 ways this could go. There's a 60% chance you'll regain 20/20 acuity. We just have to wait it out. There's also the option of surgery. It's called focal laser photocoagulation. It repairs the RPE at the site of the leakage. However, I'd only consider it if this doesn't resolve itself in a reasonable period of time.
How long is that going to take?
Usually it clears itself up over a period of months.
Months? It's going to take all that much time?
Could only be weeks. There's no real timetable.
In other words, you don't have idea.
Every human being is different.
Oh gosh.
There are steps you can take to speed healing.
Like if I stop drinking or have the fat cheese free instead? I made a New Year's Eve resolution to start with the pink sugar and avoid bread. I usually remove the flesh and I eat the crust. Would that help?
Have a drink if it relaxes you.
Even frangelica?
Whatever you want.
I know red wine makes the blood smooth, but frangelica wakes up all your taste buds.
The most important thing you can do is relax.
That's it? There's nothing else I can do?
Is there anything you like to do? Anything fun? Anywhere you like to go?
I like to go to the symphony. This is one of my favorite things. I love this classic music.
Season tickets?
Pardon?
I have partial season tickets. They have a great Tchaikovsky series coming up. You should go.
Magnificat? I don't pay for names. The generic of this is fine for me.
It's not a pill, it's a cantata. Bach.
Pardon?
I prefer the Mass in B minor.
That's my prescription? Music?
For a hysterical reaction, absolutely.
This piece of paper is giving me a hysterical reaction. I'm ready to stay.
No. Have you ever heard about hysterical reactions?
Who?
You're seizing up over tension. Music can help you release that tension, especially classical music, because of the rhythms. It goes up, comes down, races, stops dead. That's all in your body, too. All the same rhythms. That's why your body
I'm not
responds.
coming to you for lessons of music. You know this?
Ms. Dimitriadis, you have to listen to me.
Loud and clear, but I have the feeling you do not listen to me. I have a serious problem here. It cannot be going on for months. It's a jumpy situation.
I know.
So I should listen to Prince? I have Chocolate Rain. How many times I have to play that?
I'm trying to help you.
I'm sorry, but I do not believe in fantasy tale stories. I am reality, period. Reality. Sometimes you have to be real with people. You just have to hit them over the head.
All right, you heard what I think. If you're not interested, I can refer you to another specialist who takes your insurance.
You're the only one in Berks. Others are in Baltimore. Others are in New Jersey. How am I going to get there? I cannot drive with my eye.
I would start by walking to the symphony this Thursday.
Time to relax, Fox. my doctor, I cannot let go another day without music. First of all, I don't like American music. It doesn't deal with the whole gamut of emotions. Greece music carries history of country, dictatorship, history of individuals, songs who satirize politics, have some myths. Here, I don't think there's a song about Washington or Roosevelt. There are some rituals I miss. Go to all the concerts, have all these great musicians, songs and lyrics. This music about life, pain, living family, labor, how hard their lives, people you love, how you earn your bread, how you need to find for your love. All these traditions, gypsy music, Balkan Peninsula, North Africa mixed together, all this gamut of emotions. The lyrics were complicated at least. People connected all together. We sing, we become a whole thing there. Greeks have spirit, wit. They're very sarcastic. They have this self-sarcasm. Sarcasm means some depth. Bad idea, Fox. Are the spots getting smaller?
They're not getting bigger.
What's wrong?
Sorry, my cat had kittens last night. Long night.
I want to have a laser. There is a laser surgery. You told me. I want to have it. I don't want to wait for this to go away. It's not going. I feel shaky all the time. I never know what's on this side. I have to turn my head constantly.
It's only been a few weeks.
I know you said my condition would probably cure by itself, but I cannot live like this. I have to appear in court. I cannot appear like this. I'm fighting my husband.
Are you in the process of a divorce?
Yes,
Was that a sudden decision?
it was my decision.
That would explain the stress.
If you think that's the solution and that's the problem, think again.
You don't think your divorce had something to do with it?
The marriage was more nerve-wracking than the divorce.
Divorce puts a huge strain on a person. Getting over it, finding a sense of closure.
I don't need the closure. If someone walks out on you, that's the closure. What about the surgery?
Chorioretinopathy is a psychophysiological event. It runs a parallel course with your feelings. Laser treatment is not indicated. The risks outweigh the benefits at your age.
I'm too old?
Too young.
I'm 51.
I know, that's young. The median age for focal laser coagulation is 75. 65 is the lowest end of the spectrum.
Why?
The surgery can hold up for 20 years. Beyond that is speculation. I'm not willing to risk serious complications, especially when this typically will heal itself.
But I'm not in a shape where I can present myself. I can lose my house. How am I going to go to trial like this?
I recommend Beethoven's Egmont Overture.
When you deal with the legal system, it's scary, Fox. Because you realize there's no justice there. You're right, but you cannot prove anything. We agreed before the courts that I would keep the house. I offered to pay him $6,000. He says it's worth more money. It's close to a historical district. Vinyl siding. You can hear it flopping. It's like living in a tree. They're not going to put it in a historic book or house. He wants $8,000. Oh gosh. So I wrote him a check, $8,000, so it's out of my way. Then he says in court, listen now, he's with someone else. He says he has the kind of wife who doesn't support him. Judge told me to say something. I told the judge, horrible macho judge, Wilbur Smith. I told him, I don't confess to know the law, but I couldn't afford to have a lawyer. That's why I was myself. My husband's lawyer said my husband was victim. I start to talk. Judge made faces. With me he made face. He didn't listen. But he listened to my husband. If I argued the way he did, I'd be in prison. My husband said eyes and said he never saw the check. That dropped the cake. The judge was about to call someone to find out if he ever saw the check, and my husband says, I think I remember I received something. He lied in court. Because he lied, I kept my house, folks. But he had another house, besides the one we lived. On the top of everything, he's a junk collector. He's possessed of the junk collecting. He had fines from another house from the codes. This house was like a garage, a 3-floor garage filled with stuff. Walls needed to be demolished. The fence was a danger for kids. Judge ruled I have 10 weeks to clean the house or go to jail. Me. Stuff was his stuff. Expected me to do all this when it was his stuff. I was responsible for his stuff. So chauvinistic pig. It was like I was on the 14th century. I was so surprised I didn't see any guillotines to decapitate women if they said no.
What's this?
My patch.
Something happened?
Didn't you get my call?
Yes, you said the pain was getting worse. That's not unusual.
It was not unusual, it was unbearable. So I finally tried this patch.
How'd you get that idea?
Well, I do have some ideas.
It helped?
My headache went away.
That's interesting. It makes sense. You're blocking the source of the conflict.
You mean to tell me you have a PhD on eyes and it never occurred to you I could use an eye patch? Did you hear me?
I was listening. You found something that helps. That's good.
It helps me sleep, but that's the top of the iceberg. It creates other problems. After a few hours, I feel like I'm getting high. Everything looks different.
How?
Things keep changing where they are. For example, I have a chair in my living room. It's out in the middle of the room, and next to that is a coffee table and a vase of branches, and behind that, a sofa. Well, all this, the whole room, could have been some kind of wallpaper. It was all completely flat. Like when I walked into the room, all the furniture jumped into the wall. It was an empty room with a very detailed wallpaper.
Using only one eye is a big adjustment. There's no depth. It throws off your judgment. You can't tell how far away things are, how close they're getting. Be careful going downstairs.
So either I keep the patch and see like this, or I have the headaches?
Essentially, those are your options, yes.
Oh, great. I'm between a rock and hell.
Up to you.
There is no choice there. I know I'm supposed to reduce my stress, but it raises my stress to know I have to reduce my stress. That's why stress is the silent killer of women. Stress-related heart attacks, stress-related strokes, stress-related kids, a trip to the store. Even my flowers look under a lot of stress. What is this?
You're angry. Sometimes you get mad, you want to hit something. I think the symbol's good.
This is ridiculous. Last night I had this pen I died for. I was all night on bed, didn't want to sleep, didn't close my eyes, nothing. I put a cold compact, it made no difference. I was all night without sleep. I wanted to take a pill, but I didn't know what to take. Tylenol and all these off-the-counter drugs. If you overdose once, you need a liver transplant. This is bullshit!
Have you been listening to the pieces I recommended?
I went to the symphony, it didn't help me. How many weeks I've been coming here and nothing changes?
It won't happen overnight. It's a process.
It's a torture for me.
What's torture?
The music.
How is that torture?
I don't hear like I used to hear. I used to hear and I cry, but I cry from euphoria. Acoustic building, oh gosh, I was my heart there. I felt my heart there. Now it doesn't sound music. It sounds when I pound the chicken for Chicken Kiev. Just boom, 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 then zzz. I had my ears checked and told me nothing was wrong.
That's interesting. You know, rare cases can start to affect other senses. I think the music's helping you. As a matter of fact, I recommend you move beyond listening to actual playing. You have a piano?
I have, but it doesn't, it's very old. Somebody gave it to my husband. It doesn't tune.
Doesn't matter.
I don't know any songs.
Even better, improvise. It's about what you feel, no matter how bad you think it sounds. It deserves to be heard.
I took classical music and piano in Greece 100 years ago, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't supposed to be anything. I was a female. I was supposed to be getting ready to give 5 births. I always wanted to learn a whole piece, like la 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 na 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 na, the prayer song. Learn something like that to play it somewhere. I liked Beethoven and Mozart. They have written so many pieces. People who really know music, you say Mozart is not enough. They want to know number 5, number 3, exactly key. But I never learned anything. It was all theory. To learn music, to read the different scales, the different how to play the E sound, the C sound. When you hear music, to know what it is. Oh my God, they're all dead. La 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 la. Do, re, mi, fa, la, si, do. Black adds some accent. Do, ra, do, ra, mi. One hand plays the bass, other hand plays the details. One hand is bass, other hand is all the work.
Look over my shoulder, stare wide, and blink normally.
Okay.
Oops.
Are the
Hold still. Oh, for Christ's sake. Thank you.
So what happened?
Well, I'd like to see it going down more. The sacks were starting to shrink, but they're filling back up again.
I'm going into circles.
It sometimes happens in prolonged cases. Yours is one of the most extreme I've ever seen. Would you be able to come in again tomorrow?
Tomorrow? Tomorrow. If I had a voice, I'd start singing.
Are you available? I'd like to incorporate GIM sessions into your treatment.
What is that?
Guided imagery and music. You listen to music in a relaxed state and I talk to you. It gives us a way to go places we can't go in normal conversation. I'm available after 3.
I can only come in the morning.
That's fine. I had a cancellation.
When?
What?
What time was the cancellation?
Oh, it was, let me see. What time could you come?
9?
Perfect. See you then.
He didn't discriminate against junk. Driving around, sees plastic, he picks it up. How much junk? You can't imagine, Fox. Sees a plastic flower on the street, he picks it up. He wanted me to put a baby on board in my car because he picked it up somewhere. I don't have a baby. He had this mentality of people who are alcoholic, driving next block, there is trash there, he takes it. He saw something, he said, this is brand new. He picked up computers, going here and there to find stuff in case he needs. Everything and anything and everywhere. I can use this to make business. He was gonna fix it up and sell it. He never sold a thing. First time I realized how junky he was, I came to his house. Car was junky. He said how good car was. He has this junk car, big car full of painting. I said, what are you gonna do with all this? He said, we just got house. We can use painting. Right. I bought all this for nothing. Only $100. We had to carry it into the house. 2 gallons, 1 gallon. All day carrying painting. So good. Where are you going to use this stuff? We had a friend in Philly, worked next to the river, and the flood took his car. He was going to give away his car for free. We called the guy. My husband starts asking questions. What's the problem with the car? He goes on. Problems. The car didn't work. Does the door open? No. Does the window open? No. Can you turn it on? No. He kept asking questions. Nothing you could say would make him not want this car. Can't put on AC because car stinks. He had to have this car. Like he had to have everything. Betrayal means shit. Betrayal means you're an idiot and you feel sorry for yourself. Forget the word betrayal. There was no betrayal. He was just doing what he always did, collecting. Of course he would pick up a girlfriend. He picked up everything. You can never have enough junk, folks.
My back is hurting a lot lately. I'm not wallowing in self-pity, but I do have terrible, strange pains in the middle of the night. I have a pain the size of a fist burning and pushing into my rib cage. I ran hot shower hose water all over my back. It wasn't enough. I rubbed on Miracle Ice. It didn't help, and I couldn't get the smell off me. I spent 5 hours at St. Joe's. They x-rayed my chest, not my back where the pain is. The radiology nurses toss me around like a beanbag on those steel x-ray tables. I can tell they think I'm making it up, so I'm back to the painful drawing board. Something weird is wrong with me. Physician, heal thyself. That's me. I've got to get better myself somehow. This morning I managed to get downstairs without screaming. Do you see anything in your mind when you hear this?
With this music, I see angels dancing over my head, or women. Or here there is an angel with a trumpet. Somehow this music would be appropriate for angels to dance. Some evil tries to distract the angels from playing soft music. Evil coming through the dance, breaking and separating it like a storm. Angels with wings, and evil had horns and tails. Angels run around in a triangle, lose track of each other. I don't know who wins in the end.
Where are you?
A field.
What kind of field?
A big acres and acres of land, full of spring flowers, summer flowers, wild flowers. You can pick as many as you can, and they charge you very little. Wild flowers, they're not to pick, actually. They're to be left alone, like ornaments of the field, because they don't last if you pick them. Next day, they're dead. Flowers from flower shops, they're not real. I mean, they're real, but they're controlled by human beings, by people who control their height, their weight, their color, their supplements. They make the flower do something it doesn't naturally do.
What color is the field?
Lots of yellow, purple, orange, zinnias, my favorite flower, zinnias. Bright red, yellow, purple, very bright. Those colors in South America, aren't they? Very bright. Mexico, very bright.
Are you picking flowers?
Yes, sunflowers, because they're big and bulky. Zinnias, usually when you find zinnias, they're very short.
What do the sunflowers look like?
Oh, our big sunflowers, and the center, big, black, and shiny. So shiny, looks like cellophane. The leaves are nice and long and yellow, the petals. So I cut them with a knife diagonally, so there's a big opening at the end of the stem, so it absorbs a lot of water, and I put it in a vase.
You've left the field?
I have to get ready. People are coming for a wine tasting party. Right now, flies are starting to show up.
Where?
The living room. They're walking around. I thought they were coming from the opening door. I'm looking for a crack in the window. These flies are big and shiny. I'm trying to get rid of them with a towel. Open the basement door, put them in the basement. I don't know where they're coming from. It's horrendous. I don't want them to sit on any food. I want to open a window. It's too heavy.
Is anyone there with you?
My husband.
What do you want to say to him?
Help me.
Is he helping you?
He's gone.
prop one open.
I need a piece of wood. Oh gosh, oh goodness, I know where the flies came. The warmth of the room released them off the center of the flower. They came from the sunflowers. I brought them into my house.
What are you doing now?
I have that plastic paper with gooey gum. They unroll. They're like a spiral yellow strips.
Are they working?
One of them got stuck on my hair. Oh boy, the flies are coming now. They're in my hair. They're in my hair. All I hear is zzz, zzz.
Should I turn up the music?
Stop the music! Stop! Stop it!
Oh, I dread this time of day. These young future presidents, doctors, lawyers, and hotbeds that are leaving school with boombox cars. I shudder wondering how summer is going to be. I can't believe how downhill Reading has become. All the old-timers died and moved away. They were replaced by kids with babies. The mothers are 16, pushing strollers and pregnant. They're out on their porches, their little children on their cigarette-smoking laps. It was raining, and a guy came out in a t-shirt with shampoo on his head, washing his hair in the rain. Every day, I think I see the cheapest, ugliest tattoo, but then I see the next one. Loyalty. Why would you get a loyalty tattoo on your back, and misspelled? I am so uncomfortable. I feel like I'm made of rubber and mush for brains. I didn't do anything today except put a frozen clam pie in the oven. If I get hungry, I'll be okay. I won't take another dose until tomorrow. I'm completely useless. Now I must write checks.
I'm thinking moving back to Greece, folks. Greek Romeo and Juliet jumped off the Parthenon. When things get bad, I'll go to the Acropolis and I'll jump off the Parthenon. I took it all for granted when I had it. I thought I would have it forever. I didn't notice it. There is summer. There is a moon there on your balcony. Mountains across you can touch. A mountain, the ocean, a show of lightning, the wildlife, olive oil trees. Nature is little wave, blue waters, the white afro of the wave. Nature is amazing. This blue water is out of the world. Turquoise blue, you just swim. You're not afraid, you just swim. Not these endless beaches here. Here you go to the beaches and there is no end. Patras, where I'm from, is going to be the art center of Europe because of all the work they did for the Olympics. Incredible French bridge. It's a masterpiece. Everything is hanging in the air. Square Plaza, who is historical, thanks they kept some neoclassic architecture. Theater, which worth it to go. No microphones and 5,000 people, open air. The theaters here are ugly. 4 walls, I cannot stand them. We are prisoners here. The hell of the life. Tell me again why I'm in this ugly city. It's not getting better?
I'm fine. I was just dizzy for a second.
I was talking about my eye.
Of course. We'll look at that in a minute. Have you been taking it easy?
No, the judge would not allow it.
The judge?
Yes, he listened to my husband's lawyer, Max something, 3 other names after that. He knew the inside story. He knew the outside story. He knew all the stories, and he made a story out of my words. So they ordered me to clean my husband's other house. This is what I'm doing the past 2 weeks, 10 hours a day. And I didn't even get to the escape steps outside. They're piled with junk all the way up the side of the building, and they're full of rust. I need to wear a safety hat to go there.
The judge ordered you to clean your husband's house?
Yes.
That's odd. What did your attorney say?
I didn't have. I had to present myself.
You should have an attorney.
Yes.
What happened with your house?
I got to keep it.
Good.
Yes, wonderful. Well, he lied, that's why.
You know, I know somebody. He was in my class at medical school. Got kicked out for cheating. He's a lawyer now. I can call him if you want.
Why?
Because you need a lawyer.
Oh, no, I don't.
I think you do.
I can't afford it.
Don't worry, he's a good guy. I'll call him right now. If I can work this. I keep taking pictures of my ear.
You don't have to.
John Stoltzfus, please. This is Lou Ho. Hey, John, yeah, how are you? Because I want to refer a client to you. Her name's Mondo. This is someone in dire need and very deserving. I told her you're the best. Yeah. Actually, I wondered if you could give her a break financially. You do pro bono work, don't you? I thought. Uh-huh. Okay. You don't have to take that tone. I can't even ask you a question? Yeah? Fuck you, John. Go fuck yourself. Turns out he's too busy right now.
Sure.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I appreciate it. I appreciate your offer. It was very kind. Really was.
Rest your head. Just look straight up. Keep your focus right there. I'm just going to open your eye. That's great. Keep looking up. Perfect. Does your hair just naturally do this?
Pardon?
Beautiful. So soft.
I can hold it back.
You're tough, Diamando. You'd never guess it by looking at you. You're a little thing. You have your fingernails painted. They don't fool me. You could cut glass with those things.
Is something wrong?
Almost done. Okay,
What happened?
just getting a closer look. At 6 months, I'd like to see more progress by now. If it goes on much longer, it'll lead to retinal atrophy. If we need to get more aggressive with it, we will. We'll know in a few weeks. I fell asleep trying to eat creamed ham. Big whoop. I told you I was half awake when I sat down, but you go on and on. I just got a perm. My neighbor said, oh, it's beautiful, one curl on top of another. And I said, yes, and she said, yes. And I told her its curls are tight because I didn't comb my hair. And she said, oh, and I said, yes. How many times did you tell me the hairdresser got scissor happy? I know you're not senile, but you tell me the same thing over and over. I don't have the patience. And if you're going to insist that I come downstairs and have supper with you after I told you I wasn't feeling right, then don't be surprised when I pass out at the table. I was in bed till 3. I felt lousy. I wasn't hungry. I'm lucky I didn't fall on my face. Yes, Mom, I will hang your planters tomorrow.
Crap, Fox. I didn't want to cry in front of you, but lately I'm the crying baby. I'm crying. I never pretend I live to the fullest. I got something from my mom that's difficult to inherit. Not money, to be brave, spirit. Never my parents say the most important thing is to be happy. Say, when I got married, say, you'll no longer exist. Most women embedded in society, we invest so much in the relationship. Even high-educated, high-intelligent women. I know people change, grow, not always in the direction you like, and men fool around. They love you, but they love 10 other women. My friend Milpomeni found Yanni Malakas on the computer and said, OMGOD. She moved to Oregon for his job. She wasn't doing anything of substance. That becomes baby and husband. I wouldn't want to be an ant in her shoes. She was the only one I could stand from the Greek community. As the bell rings, 7 o'clock, they're in church. Say all crap about God. I don't give a damn about God. I don't need any freak around me to make me feel edgy. Something happened to me, I called my husband. I used to come home, ask, how was your day? Now I come home, I am myself. Eat myself, sleep myself, be alone. Something happens to me, I don't call anybody. I didn't like who my husband changed into be, so I'm disappointed at him. But we had chemistry. We are very differently intellectually and life orientation, but we had chemistry, and I could have tried. I rushed to the divorce, and now all the good times are dead. It hits you. It might hit you the day or tomorrow, but when it comes, it's such a tear-jerking shit. My husband was part of my Greek identity, and now my Greek period is over. I need to lose some part of my character, what I carry culturally. It has to be. Everything has been destroyed for me as far as Greek. I need to involve, integrate more, embrace more America. I brought all my books to study. I have a self-helper, a good self-helper book. It helps yourself. I found a lawyer, Greek guy, Nick Papas, through the church. At least the church is good for something. Very good, very knowledgeable man. He's very nice, maintains a yoga nature, always positive advice. I want to thank you. You inspired me to look for him. I would bring you a big plate of baklava, but I'm a recovering housewife. Can't cook.
This isn't good. There are subretinal lipofuscinoid flecks on your peripheral fundus.
Oh my gosh.
Don't panic.
Why?
I'd like to get a date for you at the Vitreous Retina Macula Center for laser treatment.
The surgery?
Yes.
But you said I'm too young for that.
I said I would only consider it as a last resort.
You said it's too risky.
Look, I feel for you.
If you feel for me, why don't you have the surgery?
We're calm, deep breath.
If I have it now, what happens when I'm 70?
No one can say for sure.
I can. Everything falls apart. It doesn't last. You said.
Not necessarily.
I'm not interested in hanging in the air. It's not a good feeling.
What will happen in the long term is unknown. Yes, there are risks, but we have to weigh them against the chances of permanent visual loss. And I don't like those chances right now.
I create this. I'm too much attached. I know I need to move on. I want to go another rite of passage, turn over a new page in my life. You need to take your life your hands. You need to stand for yourself. I can't. Some people, next day, they turn the page and they're over. Past threshold, different door, different life. I'm not able to do this. I carry so much baggage on my shoulders. Whenever you're disappointed, it's because your attachment. I am so much attached. I know this. I carry all this. Someone said something 5 years ago. Oh gosh. I don't know how to live at the moment. I'm not able to over this stage and phase, and I want to be over.
You didn't do anything wrong. We've just exhausted all the alternatives. The eye can only take so much. You don't have to make a decision right now, but it can't wait more than a month. And I strongly advise you to have the surgery.
Walking home with one eye, the street is a boot camp course. All kinds of things in your way, including people. If they're on this side, I can't see them till I'm stepping on them. Thanks, it started to rain. It covered my crying. It's raining chair legs. That's my mother called it. I was wearing these healthy shoes that the guy in the Italian mountains made. They're so hard, they just make your feet tired. like a leather bag. It wouldn't let anything out. In the house, I had to wash my hands, and I was looking at the sink. I couldn't think how to touch the faucet to turn it. I never thought before, how do you touch the faucet? But looking at it at that moment, there was nothing to grab, so I didn't know how I was going to turn the damn thing. Finally, I just closed my eyes and felt for it. With both eyes closed, I could feel a part of something. Only with my eyes closed. I felt like I could see better closing my eyes. I could see what I remembered, and I could feel the rest. Most of the time, that is what I did. I just closed my eyes, and pretty soon, I felt like I was part of the world again. But the world was black, so that became my world. The rest was somebody else's pictures.
Even with my head fuzzed, my abilities haven't wavered. When you don't pay attention, you make dumb mistakes. That's a problem, but I'm alert when I need to be. I remember every detail from what I just watched. I have a photographic mind. It was called the Pacific Salmon. They have this homing device. Every year they go back to where they were born. They swim upstream. They're just muscle. They have to go upstream, up these waterfalls. There are thousands of them. They shoot out of the water, and bears are waiting there, fighting the air. They have mercury in their brains, magnetized to the earth, that tells them when they're home. Sometimes with no rain, the rivers dry up and they get stuck. Bears just pick them out of the dry riverbed. Then they lay their eggs and die. Their skeletons fertilize the forest with salt minerals. It's amazing thousands of years of evolution propel them to their death.
Don't ever get sunflowers into your house. They're nice, but they're full of flies. You can't see them. They dig their little heads so deep into the center of the flower. You only see the shiny surface. But that's flies. It's all flies. It's disgusting. The damn flies. What's the matter with it? Get out! Let these flies! Damn flies! Get the hell out of here! Damn it!
I've had it with Tom Sawyer's Diner. I went in there one day, I walked in the kitchen, looking for the bathroom. Hair flying all over, no hairnet, nothing. Haven't shaved in God knows when, food all over the floor. I got a hot roast beef sandwich, mashed potatoes, beans out of the can, and a long lady-looking thing, a daddy long-legged spider, was on the plate. I said to the waitress, "Would you eat that?" She got sick and threw up. They gave me the meal for nothing, but how could I ever go back? Now when I go out, I make a habit of walking into the kitchen. If it's filthy, I'm gone. And I don't care how good the food is. I won't wait more than 20 minutes. I'll be damned.
What?
That spot used to be verging on the optic nerve way over here. And the other one, I can barely make it out anymore.
They shrank.
Considerably.
So I won't need to have the surgery?
Not if this continues.
My gosh, thanks to you.
Sometimes it happens spontaneously. It can't be explained. I don't think I had anything to do with it.
Yes, was the music. That's what did it. I know. When I was playing my piano, I broke my piano.
You broke your piano.
Well, all the time my neck is like an octopus is squeezing the hell out of me, all this tension. But after that, it's gone. Was such relief.
How'd you break it?
I was trying to play a song with baseball bats. The way I was playing was so hard, was like I had baseball bats in my hand, but it was a blast. I had a blast. Pretty soon, it went boom! And that was it. No more sounds were coming out of it. It had enough of that. Somehow, after that happened, I didn't hear it anymore. The zzz. My hearing is back into normal gear. Is that how you answer your phone?
I don't know how to turn it off. I hope I just broke it.
3, 5, 6.
Are you going in order?
Wait a minute. 5, 6, 3.
That's better. Anything smaller?
7.
Little bit of a struggle.
A little, yes. But I've noticed I can read. For about 7 months I was page 4, now I'm 100.
What have you been reading?
Oh, Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Yes.
What did he write?
Letters. I want to learn how to write letters.
Are you sure you want to learn from him?
Why not?
He was nuts.
Well, I saw some thank you letters in there, and I have a hard time writing thank you letters. It's good to read something. I want to build the skill. You stretch, first of all, the brain, learning new words. I have vocabulary books, the dictionary. I need to improve my English.
Your English is fine, once you get used to it. Any undulation in the field of vision?
Like a wavy thing? No waviness. And the dimness is much less.
That's great. Your retina is regenerating. How are things otherwise? Are you divorced yet?
We're to a standstill until the next hearing. He's asking for alimony. He said he hurt his back. He can't work. Of course, it's lies. He's a dead beef. It's all games. Very playful games. I mean, who's going to throw stones to who? I'm not getting excited. I'm going to declare innocent. Nick pulled me on the side and told me they'll throw it out because he doesn't have documentation. Believe it or not, he called me. Just to strike conversation. He tells me he wants me back. The scum of the dirt. He sounded so sweet and nice over the phone. He told me stories. You know men, how they stories? How he loves me. How he was tired babysitting her kids. He told me everything. How she needed him so much, he couldn't drive with both hands on the wheel. She had to hold one. Listen now, he tells me maybe if I was treating him better, he would have stayed with me. If I was treating him better. A lot of chips on his shoulders. Said with me, I am the way I am. With her, she is the way she is. Between the two, we don't meet his needs. He wanted both of us. Can you believe? Funny, I can see it all after that. I'm not sure my pupils are still in the center of my eyeballs. I told him he can be an Arab, he can have 20 wives, but all I can offer is slapping him left and right. Next day, he came and stole my jewelry. Jewelry he gave me, he took to give to her. I wasn't home. He broke my house. He had key. He took everything. I changed the locks right away.
Did you call the cops?
No.
You don't want to press charges?
My next neighbors didn't see anything. I asked them. The other side neighbor, the architect, and nobody saw him.
You should at least file a report.
That's okay.
Why not?
I don't want to ridicule myself, have a record that this happened.
Are you afraid of him?
I'm not afraid. He's an idiot. Today I regret. That's the only feeling, regret. Imagine now, I loved this man. And the feeling, you are with someone and you live every day. And now they do all these things, trying to cheat you. Oh boy. Oh goodness. It's the thing that never leaves.
If anything else happens with your husband, have the bastard arrested. He needs to be taught a lesson. Better the police than me. Though if you want me to, I'll go to his house and brandish some eye drops. If anything will set him straight, it's tobramycin ophthalmic suspension.
That's okay.
Suit yourself.
Smooth riding from here? Smooth riding?
Oh, sure, you could say that. Where's Socks? Socks, you want your mouse? Get it, get it, get it. You got it. You got that red duck. What's the matter, Soxy? You didn't finish your ice cream. Did you see the paper? Look at that. Know who that is? That's Greg from the medicine shop. When I walked in, he started shaking a no-no finger at me, refused to fill my script. Well, he had a vascular incident in his neck. Now you're dead, and I am not, so screw you. Congrats, Greg. Asshole.
Dr. Hall,
Hi, Mondo.
what did you say to Doreen?
I don't know what you're talking about.
She said I didn't owe anything.
That's interesting.
You erased the bill.
I wouldn't know how to do that. I'm a doctor. I treat patients. I wasn't trained to handle the administrative part.
Then how do you explain it?
I don't know. Ask my mother.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother, Doreen.
You talked to her.
I talk to her all the time. She's my mom.
What did you say?
I just said there was a dispute about your bill, and she did the rest.
I knew it. I knew you did this. You didn't have to do that. Doesn't that create a problem for you?
The truth is, working with you has been a unique opportunity for me. Consider it my thanks to you.
Dr. Hall,
Yes,
do you know what a crescent moon is?
a crescent moon?
Do you know what it looks like?
Of course.
Well, I've been watching the Food Network, and I would like to make you a crescent moon for dinner. Really. I never thought I'd have an opinion for cooking again. All those years I did what I was supposed to do. Got up, do beans, coffee from beans, orange juice with hands. I thought, if you ever see me in the kitchen again, don't hold your breath. But this is different now. I was watching this food melt like butter in front of me, and I thought, I would like to make this and taste this, and I would like to share this with you.
That's not necessary.
I know, I want to.
You don't want to make dinner for me.
I do.
Well, I haven't had much of an appetite lately. Thank you for your invitation. I never had a crescent moon for dinner.
That's the dessert.
Enjoy your dessert. The last time I was in the paper, I was 9 years old holding a snake. I was interviewed for 3 hours. Their bite is okay. To pick them up, I sit close to them and let them crawl up my arm. They need their body supported all the time. Don't let them dangle and don't squeeze them or anything. I like snakes because when they swallow a mouse whole, you can see the lump going down. I feel pretty good, except that I'm sort of lifeless. Thank God for TV. Thank you for meeting me here.
Of course, how are you?
Have you read what they're saying about me? It's all lies. They didn't like that I wore rubber gloves when I treated people. They think I'm a quack because I use music. They target me like a dartboard. They make all these accusations and the dominoes start to fall. I will not continue to be the main dartboard. It's not illegal to have arthritis. I have a form of chronic arthritis in my back. I didn't write phony prescriptions for myself. Why would I? I have an orthopedic surgeon. He gave me 180 tablets in a little jar, basically a high-level Advil. It worked perfect, but it was strong. Made me groggy. People got the worst impression. They raided my office. Hey, this is missing. That's missing. Does that mean I took it? I have patients.
I didn't know you were working at nursing homes.
Those nurses parked in my spot every day. The head nurse never said a word. She stood there smoking. Hey, bitch, why don't you smoke another one? That's what I wanted to say to her. That fat lady just took my spot. Now I'm late. They didn't give a shit. They have done lethal harm in an act of pure spite. I don't want them to take me away from Socks. I have nightmares about it. I have seconds to say goodbye. The ASPCA will kill her. She's such an unusual cat. I pick her up by the tail and she loves it. It gets her spine in alignment. She grabs onto the carpet and looks up at you going nuts. Socks is in her old age. I am very aware of how bad she smells when she poops, but I can't leave her now. When she makes her mistakes, I stay on top of it. Most people would have gotten rid of such a messy cat.
Is there anything I can do?
My lawyer thinks it might help to have some letters of support defending me.
Oh gosh, I'm very happy the way things turned. I can tell this to the lawyers, the judges, everybody. I'm still recommending you to my co-workers. Has my boss come to see you?
No one has come to see me. I had to surrender my license until the court rules.
Okay, okay.
Thank you, Mondo. Maybe I should visit my cousin in Frisco. Always coolish, wind off the water. Ride the trolley, what a thrill. Especially if you sit in front. It can't stop. Locks in a rail, smell 'em burn. It's wood. Hanging on the side, that's okay. People bringing apples for fare. Turn the car around, it starts back up again, like a turntable.
The symphony is perfect for me. To be with people away from everything. 2 hours have to sit still. Time goes so fast. Don't become fidgety. It's an education. Learn about the organs and how everything connects on stage. How they connect. When it's time for the violin to connect with the oboe and the piano, it's amazing how many organs are on stage. How they intertwine with one, with the other, and create this melody, this music. If they're by themselves, there's a monotony. If it's just one violin, I can't listen. The sound annoys my hearing. Very high-pitched, I can't stand it. But you have a violin, then add a bass. This makes it more harmonious, more exciting, how they connect. Where they were weak, now they were good. You can't hear the differences. You can't hear the wrong things. All those organs complement each other. I watch their hands when they play the violin. They all move the same way. All play the same song. Otherwise, it's not beat. Different ages, all different people. They synchronize like ballet. They do the same movement. They're fascinating. Watch one section, horns. Watch one section, violinists. My eye goes to the violinists. They move the most. Without them, you would miss this organ. In front of me is a man and a woman, the who and who of Reading. So I have to look through their necks, between the two necks, that place where I can see a hand moving while it's playing on that brown piece of violin. How fast! Doesn't lift her wrist. It's like something is crawling. This violinist, I can only see her hand. Her hand is like a spider. Very thin, white, and very thin. Like a spider making a net. Going up and down of the wood where the boards are. Is that something? The people who wrote music, they included the violin. Without, it would be a void.
Mondo,
You were behind me the whole time?
I came late. I didn't want to disturb you.
So, what did you think of the new one?
The new what?
Conductor.
I didn't notice.
I was on off. He was fun. He wasn't stuffed. We needed someone like him to spice the whole thing. I don't know what the community, if they will like him. You know, they like to feel safe in their little cocoons, and God forbid if anyone shakes them.
What happened to the old guy?
He's gone.
Just like that?
Well, every time he took his position, it was like, let's bring out the dead walking people. You might have a heart attack right there. Not only that, he had a problem with the orchestra. and they hold a grudge against him. It's not good for people to live too long. Screws everything up. When your time is out, you should leave. Just show us your talent and you drop dead.
I wanted to thank you for your letter.
You're welcome.
It was very well written, you know.
Van Gogh helped me with that.
I didn't deserve it.
Yes, you did. You're a wonderful doctor.
Wonderful's not the word I'd use. Neither is doctor.
They took away your license.
I begged them not to.
For good?
It's suspended for the length of my probation.
How long is that?
5 years.
That's not bad.
Better than it could have been. I had to confess everything to the judge. My lawyer forced me to, in front of everyone, with my mom sitting right there. I didn't want her to hear all that. She hasn't seen the Reading papers. She's allergic to the ink. She can only read USA Today without sneezing.
What did you say?
But I was sorry.
For what?
Abusing my privileges as a doctor. Abusing a lot.
That's what happened. That's okay. It's good that you said all that. What happens now?
24-hour urine collection. I have to stay in treatment, if that's possible.
Of course it's possible.
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know.
They have people trained for this. I mean, they don't get insulted no matter what you say to them. They know how to behave. They know what sentences to give you. They have them memorized. You can disappear at one of those places. Rest and come back.
Come back to what?
Who knows? Something different. Started snowing, you know.
Already?
Must be 30s outside, below zero.
Not below zero.
Below 32, below zero. Coming down like dollar signs. And now that I have both eyes, I can see it how it really is. The snowflakes. The space between the snowflakes. It's something, isn't it? Water that becomes into snow. Starts out as a drop and comes through different layers of atmosphere and takes the shape of a doily. It's very exciting when the snow starts falling, especially the first time, before the dead winter when you get floodlights. The pavement outside looks so good with all that snow on top of it. I forgot there could be something so beautiful, that I could be surrounded by something so beautiful, that it could come down and touch me.